With bakkies like Volkswagen Amarok and Ford Ranger winning awards left, right and centre in South Africa, guys like Toyota and Isuzu have been hard-pressed to bring a bit more innovation to their bakkies. Now, Isuzu has done this by locally developing their 6th generation KB bakkie. And they don't only aim to do well in sales in South Africa, but their aim is to capitalise on the ever-improving transport network in Africa to try and make this the best bakkie in Africa. So, while Toyota's Hilux may still be king of sales, General Motors' new MD Mario Spangenberg is hoping to change that with their single model brand, taking the KB to new heights. Now, the one thing that Isuzu definitely has improved greatly on, in my opinion, is the looks. Now, the KB has always been rather boxy and angular, but the 6th generation they've made a lot softer and smoother, especially from the front end. And that's not just to compete with lifestyle products and to look better on the eye, but it's also improved the aerodynamics by 5%, which of course impacts the fuel economy. And according to Isuzu, fuel consumption is between 7.7 and 10.4 litres per 100 km across the KB range, and the revised nose also serves to minimise harm and accidents involving pedestrians. The reliability in terms of mechanics that Isuzu has been known for hasn't always been carried over into the interior. Issues with hard plastics and rattling bits have always been a concern for buyers. But with the advent of SUVs and the increased leisure market interest in bakkies from Volkswagen Amarok and Mazda BT50 that have a very car-like feel inside, Isuzu have been forced to pay more attention to the interior of the vehicle, and as you can see, it has improved a lot, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that not just the chassis but also some of the interior was shared with the Chevrolet Trailblazer when they were designed. But even the rest of the cabin on the inside, the plastics are a lot more soft touch and it doesn't look as hard and abrasive as it used to. Interior features on the double cab 4x4 include cruise control, multi-function display, height adjustable power steering, a redesigned center console with climate control, and an entertainment system with CD MP3 front loader, USB, auxiliary and Bluetooth connectivity. Low range and high range selection is now done via center dial with shift on the fly capability. Space in the rear has been increased slightly, and safety kit includes seatbelt pretensioners and driver, passenger, side and curtain airbags. The trail capability of the Isuzu KB has always been its redeeming factor, and with the new KB, it's business as usual. Power output of this model is 112 kilowatts with a more important torque figure of 233 newton meters, ensuring enough force when you need it most. The rear diff lock is standard across the range, and ground clearance and articulation will get you through the rough. While the diesel engine gives you the compression you need in descents, idling was a bit high even in first gear in low range, and hill descent control is a feature still not included on the KB. ABS, EBD and brake assist are standard, however. As a trail vehicle then, it may not be as kitted out as its competitors, but it will hold its own with proven capability and durability. Traction on the trail was especially impressive, and we found that even without the diff lock engaged, it could get the job done. The biggest change they've made is that they've increased both the width and the length of the bakkie, and that's to improve the handling on an off-road, and you can definitely feel a difference between the 5th generation and the 6th generation in that the steering is much more direct. The suspension they've left largely unchanged at the back, while the leaf springs are a bit longer. At the front they've put coil springs on a wishbone configuration, which means that especially on the 4x4 models, which have even longer coils, you have a much softer ride for the passengers in the front, and again, that's targeting their competitors that are doing so well in the leisure market. One of the greatest things about the 6th generation is this 3-litre diesel engine. It's incredibly torquey, and the power distribution between the gears is great, not just for off-roading, but for overtaking on the open road and just cruising very easily. It's lovely. Of course, they've still got the 5-speed manual gearbox mated with it, which really could do with that 6th gear overdrive, but all in all, it's a fantastic engine. Leaf springs on the high-end models have been changed from under to over axle to improve light load carrying comfort. The engine lineup includes a new 2.4-litre petrol engine, dropping the 2-litre from the 5th generation. A 2.5 D-Tech as well as a 2.5 low-pressure turbo diesel are available, with a dependable and tuned-up 3-litre D-Tech still topping the range. 15 diesel models and 6 petrol models now make up the single, extended and double cab range, starting at 218,000 Rand. Now the Isuzu KB we've driven today is a 3-litre diesel D-Tech engine, which comes in at around 460,000 Rand. Now besides the fact that the colour is obviously fantastic, that engine is really great and torquey, which means you can pop it in third gear and drive it around just about anywhere without needing to upshift or downshift too much. Other than that, the styling will appeal to a larger audience than the square boxy shape did before. It'll age a lot better, and I think that the range that they've got is also really great for the market. All in all, a fantastic compromise between extreme luxury and power workhorse vehicles that are on the market. It's something in the middle that everyone can enjoy.